Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Dovey with Simply Dovey, and if you're new here then please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell, that way you're notified when I post a new one. And today I have another Easter tutorial for you, and I'm going to show you how I made this adorable Happy Easter sign. I made this cutout file in my silhouette. I'm going to show you how I did that, and then I went ahead and put it on this what's supposed to be a charger plate. I just turned it into a sign. It's actually wood or MDF, so it was pretty simple, and I love how it turned out. It turned out really cute. So if you want to see how I made it, then continue watching. So for this project, I am using this. It is a decorative charger, and I actually got this from Target for only $3. It was in their little dollar section area. So I saw this and I thought that it would be perfect for me to make a sign out of it for Easter. There isn't anything on the back to hang it up, but you can always put a hanger if you want to hang it up, or you can glue like a piece of block of wood down here at the bottom. That way it can support itself by standing upright, or you can just lean it up against something. And I do have some vinyl here, and I'm just using Cricut because it was on sale at Michael's when I was there. And I am doing my sign in the color white. And I do have some transfer tape here. And of course I have my silhouette mat. Okay, so I took my paper off of my mat here, and I did cut out a 12 by 12 piece of my vinyl there. And now I'm going to go ahead and stick it onto my silhouette mat. And I am a bit careful about this because I don't want to stick in places. I just want the back side of it to stick. And it can be kind of difficult when it rolls up on you. So I'm just going to roll it backwards there and then line it up onto my mat. You can just lightly squeegee that down on there. Okay, so now my mat is ready. I'm going to go over to my computer and I'm going to show you how to prepare my file for cutting, and then I'm going to cut out my image. So I am using the Silhouette Studio Business Edition. I am not familiar with the other types because this is the one that I bought and this is the only one that I have used. So I did start out with taking a photo of my charger plate, and I did take it into Photoshop and I made it into a PNG. Now the size of my charger was 11.25 in width and about 13 inches in height. And of course, I'm not going to trace that out or anything. I just want it to be in the background. So I'm going to go up here to Edit, and I'm going to select Layers. Then I'm going to go ahead and lock that layer, because I don't want that layer to move. I just want to use it as a guideline on how I put my text and my image in there. So I want my sign to say Happy Easter, so I am going to make a new layer over here by hitting the plus sign. And I'm going to go ahead and select my text tool, and I want my font to be Magnolia Sky, so I'm just going to go ahead and find that in my drop down menu over here and select that. And then I'm going to type out happy and just make that a bit bigger. And I am going to fill that in with my white. Okay, there we go. And I think I'm happy with that size. I'm going to hold down my Alt button and I'm going to drag this happy down and make another layer of happy. I'm going to select my text, and then I'm going to write Easter there instead. Okay. There, I think I'm happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Happy. I'm going to right click and I'm going to select Weld. I'm going to select Easter and do the same exact thing and select Weld. I'm going to select both layers and I am going to center it. And I also am going to select my egg layer and center it to that. Okay, there. I think that is good. I'm going to go ahead and group these together by right-clicking and selecting Group. Okay, so I do want to put an image down here at the bottom of my egg shape. And first I am going to click off that egg shape so it does not mess up my image, because my image that I'm going to use, I've already created it in Photoshop and it is a PNG file. I'm going to right-click it, copy, click back into my file here, and then select Paste. I'm going to go ahead and bring that down to the bottom. I just don't want my trace to be messed up with having that egg behind it. So I'm going to come up here to the trace menu, select this button up here, and then it opens up your trace menu. I'm going to select Trace Area, and then I'm going to drag over my image here, and it does highlight it in yellow, but I just want to make sure that it's going to trace the whole image. So I'm going to come over here and adjust some settings. I'm going to turn off High Pass Filter. I am going to turn my threshold up to 100%, and the scale I am just going to select 1. Oh, 1. And now I'm going to select the trace image. So there we go. Let me just scroll in here so you can see. Let me just remove that and see how it traced out my image there. I am going to select back. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to turn my egg back on just to see if I'm happy where that is. And so over here on my layers palette, this one right here is my image, and you'll see that it has my actual image and then it has my tracing lines. So I'm going to go ahead and select both of those and group them together by selecting Control G, and there, it's grouped them all together. Now I do want these to make sure that they are centered again, and select Center. There we go. I'm going to select all layers and select Align Center. I just don't feel like that is aligned though. You know what I mean? That these don't look like they're centered to me. Actually, I'm going to select these and make these just a bit bigger. There. Select them all again and center them. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and remove that, unlock that egg layer, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that out of there by right-clicking and selecting Cut. Now I'm going to select all my layers and group them together, and that way I can just move it up here, and it'll be easier to cut and not waste as much paper. Okay. Now I'm coming over here to the Cut menu. I am going to exit out of my layers palette now, that way I can see my cut settings. Under my material type, I'm going to select vinyl, and my blade right now is just a little bit dull, so I am going to move it up to 2, and I am going to select Cut up here in the cut settings up at the top. Okay, so I do recommend doing a test cut just to make sure that these settings are good enough for your vinyl. I have previously done a test cut already, so I am going to go ahead and send to Silhouette. Okay, so here is my mat fresh off my Silhouette. I am going to turn my mat upside down and pull my vinyl off this way so my vinyl does not get all wrinkled up. Okay, so I did forget to put a cut-in box around my image, so I'm going to use my cutter here to cut my excess vinyl off. I do recommend putting a cutting box around your image, that way you don't have to do this step after it's done printing out. So I am going to weed the backing out. I am going to leave the vinyl on my lettering and my image, so I'm going to weed around that. So now that that is weeded out, I'm actually going to take, this is clear transparent shelf liner. I'm going to use that instead of Cricut, just because I think that this one releases just a bit easier. So what I'm going to do is peel the backing off of my transparent liner. Not completely off, just a little bit of the ways. And then I'm going to lay it down on top of my vinyl here. And I'm going to make sure that it's going on smooth. Okay, so sometimes when you're trying to peel off your backing, your letters still stick to your transfer tape. So the easiest I've found is just to come in here with your finger and just kind of push down those letters. Now I'm going to take my egg here, my egg sign here. I'm going to go ahead and line up my lettering. I'm going to use my flower to help guide me. There, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burnish my vinyl down onto my sign here. Okay. And now I'm going to pull up my transfer tape. And when I pull up my transfer tape, I'm going to pull it to the side like this. I'm not going to pull it straight up. And I am going to go just a little bit slow to make sure that my vinyl is sticking to my sign here. And there we go. I am just going to run that over my sign. So that's an easy way to turn this plain charger plate into an Easter sign. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you do make this, then I would love to see photos. Go ahead and tag me on Instagram. You can find my Instagram information down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.